Oh, no, we need that. I know, but we need it. Here we go. All right, I've been making a bunch of super low energy content recently, life. And it's not getting much better now. I've been doing a ton of shorts, just when I cook dinner, just videoing myself cooking little bits of dinner, stitching it together, throwing up a little minute-long short with some cool tunes. No, I know, it's cool, but I need it. So I thought I'd make a regular video. And like I said, it's not getting super high energy. We're making tomato soup and grilled cheese because the kids been asking for soup. Although it's been hot, it's also been a little rainy these past couple of days. So, you know, rainy weather seems like it's gonna be good for soup. You know, I'm in tracky dacks and a stained shirt my in-laws gave me. This one's not even wearing clothes, but still, you can do it. Tomato soup. Also, one other thought I've been having as I've been doing these little shorts is I honestly really like being vegan. I make these vegan cooking videos. I feel like a lot of people give you a hard time about being vegan and just assume, yeah, right. A lot of people give you a hard time about being vegan and they talk about like how there's not that much to eat. And I love the food I eat. So, you know, whatever else is going on in my life, I love my kids, love my family, dogs are okay. But I really like the food I cook and I really like being vegan. It feels good to be vegan. It feels good to have made a personal choice that lines up with what I think are universal values, which is not hurting things, right? Like that's a pretty universal value. And I feel like most people don't implement that simple value, don't cause harm, because they just grow up eating meat. And we as humans are really bad at breaking habits. If you grow up eating meat, it's really hard for you to turn around and look at what you're doing and say, oh, maybe this thing I've always done my whole life and just assumed is normal is actually immoral. That's a painful experience. You can have some banana. But if you can get there and realize that not hurting other things, other creatures, other people, animals, is a universal value and a moral good, then it becomes a lot easier to realize why you should be vegan. And then how much you enjoy being vegan is just a matter of how much, you know, how good you are at cooking vegan food, I'll be honest with you. Oh, come on now. But it's pretty easy to cook good vegan food. I can do it one-handed. We've got in the pan tomato soup. Tomato soup is fantastic any time of year, unless you're growing your own tomatoes and preserving them or something. Hands down, the best way to make tomato soup is with canned tomatoes. They just have a more concentrated flavor. I almost always have about 6 cans of whole tomatoes, not diced, not chunked, not pureed, just a can of whole tomatoes in the pantry. You know, it's really easy to whiz them up if you need a puree for tomato soup. You cook them a little bit and then whiz them up in the blender, my preference. I've got onions sauteing in the pan, a little bit of salt, olive oil, onions sliced up, a little bit of salt and pepper. Into that, I'm gonna add, hang on. There we go. Oof. Dogs will get it. We got some garlic here. We can get very slightly fancy with the garlic. Mashed a little bit. Look at that. And because you're blending this up, it doesn't have to be any sort of perfect, you know what I mean? But just so it'll cook. My hands are gonna smell like garlic for days, I know it, but they always do. A little bit of garlic in the pan with the onions. Let that cook for a minute. I'm not gonna do it right now because it's not time, but I'll tell you what I do and I'll add some little videos over the top so you know how it goes. So cook your onions and your garlic for a little bit. Into that, you're gonna add a can of peeled tomatoes. And I think the right amount is that same can full of either water or broth. I'm gonna use veggie bouillon, veggie broth. I've got just enough in the jar here that I'll probably just add all of it. can of tomatoes into there. Let it cook for a little bit. Cook off some of the liquid in there just so it gets concentrated. You also shouldn't be afraid to rinse out the can. I tend to just fill that same can up with water and put it in with them. Once those tomatoes have cooked for a little bit, you're going to put them in a blender. For a little bit of creaminess, I don't like super creamy tomato soup, but just a little bit of creaminess. I like to soak some cashews. I've got them soaking right now in the blender. Soak some cashews in hot water. Blend them up real smooth for creaminess. It's the same principle as the vegan cheese sauce I've done before. You want some banana? You can throw it on the floor. Okay. Soak the cashews in really hot boiling water for about 5 minutes. They soften up. Oh, come on now. No, Kev. Blend those up and then add in what's in your pan. Cooked onions, cooked garlic, salt, pepper, some cooked tomatoes. Put those in with it and blend it up as well. I don't like that sort of almost artificially smooth tomato soup where you just blend it till there's nothing, like no chunks. It's like a smoothie. So I like to blend the cashews first, get them all smooth on high, and then add your veggies, tomatoes and what have you, and blend those just not quite as long, not quite as high. Add it back to the pan. Add some broth then or earlier, it doesn't matter. Let it cook for a little bit so all those flavors incorporate. Taste as you go. I've already got some salt and pepper in here. You might want to add a little basil, a little oregano, depends what you're going for. You can use this same basic recipe and you could add paprika, smoked chipotle peppers, something like that, and have you the base for a really tasty tortilla soup. Blend that up. I've got some vegan cheese. I made me some vegan grilled cheese sandwiches to go with it. Classic Americana dinner. Easy as that, 1, 2, 3, tomato soup for a rainy day or just a lazy one.